Hey everybody, this is Barry Jones, and this is my wife Angie.
Hi.
And today we want to talk to you about marriage, and the topic is spending time together and apart.
Recently, Barry and I have spent some time together, just the two of us, and then we also have spent some time apart, away from each other, away from the kids, and both of those are just so pivotal to our own mental health.
Yes.
And our marriage health, and so it's very important, and we wanted to just kind of emphasize those two options for you. And there's a balance to be struck between the two, to having time together and time away. It takes a little bit of a balance to kind of find a way to suit both of us. Like, I would love to be with Barry most of the time. I want to be with him all the time, pretty much. Barry, on the other hand, could use a little bit more independence and some time away from me.
Go away.
So I have to learn to not take offense to that, first of all.
Right.
And then also to learn to kind of value my own time away, which over the years, especially with parenting, I've learned to do very well now.
Yeah. And it's, so depending on the marriage, that balance is going to be different. Every marriage is different. How much time one will need alone and together and all that. So this is something that, we can't say it's, 90% this and 10% that or whatever, because it's something that every married couple has to have conversations
Oh,
about.
there's a struggle for sure.
Yeah.
And normally you've got your extrovert and your introvert, and so those kind of play into this too. But
Definitely.
time together, and it can't just be time together on the couch or time together doing chores. It needs to be a meaningful time together that is reciprocating that relationship and helping one another out.
Exactly. And so Angie has tried some of my hobbies.
Not successfully.
Not successfully. I've tried some of her hobbies, not successfully. One time I tried scrapbooking, and you know what?
It was so sweet.
It sucked. And so, who knew?
Who knew?
Every man alive knew that. So, if you could just imagine the Venn diagram with the two circles, and how there's an overlap in the middle, our two circles don't even touch.
We don't. We have very little things in common as far as hobbies and extracurricular kinds of things. We don't have very many things in common.
No. So it has been a struggle.
We tried golfing once, something we both had never done before. We tried it.
And both hated, so we have that in common. But the simple fact is that we tried a lot of different things.
It didn't work.
And so they don't always work out. So a lot of times it's about activities. We both enjoy hiking. We both enjoy a few things, and so we just try to get those in. But the point is that if it's something she enjoys and I don't, we still make an effort, and I still make an effort, to participate and enjoy and not be a sad sack about it.
A genuine interest.
Yes.
And sometimes you do have to psych yourself into that. But it's an important way to show your spouse how much you care about what they care about, and to show them love in that area. So it's a meaningful time together. We've done some things that have been fun that were kind of a chore. We've built some things together, or worked together on some woodworking projects. And so there's sometimes that some people would call it a chore, and other people would call it fun times together.
Right. So the two of you enjoy gardening.
Right.
I do not. That's y'all. That's great, and y'all should do that together. So.
Right. All right, but time apart is a whole different ball game, especially when it comes to men and women. And this time apart from one another and maybe your kids is all about
Definitely your kids.
Yeah,
get rid of the kids.
Definitely the kids. It's all about a restorativeness. There needs to be a restorative break. And it's not just to be out and about, like I'm dropping it all and I'm gone, but an intentionality.
Or I'm trying to just get away from the family.
Yeah, it needs to be an intentionality towards finding your individual interests, finding a little bit of peace, finding a little bit of maybe self-growth. It needs to be a little bit more than just abandonment.
A little more.
A little bit more than abandonment.
And so you wanted to be restorative. It really needs to be. It can't just be you playing a video game or sitting on the couch staring at the TV.
Right.
It really should, to have time apart. It can be time spent with friends. It can be time just,
exploring
in nature,
a new hobby.
exploring a new hobby. It can be, and it may involve a change of scenery. It may be just you spending some time in the garage, or craft room, or whatever it is that you have. And so you have to make sure that it's something that is going to be enjoyable, and maybe, and I think restorative includes maybe a little bit of a challenge as well.
Right. All right, but there's one thing that I just need to get off my chest as I represent all women
Yes.
in homes all across the world.
Where is this going?
Men typically have a bunch of hobbies, and typically they know how to relax, and they know how to just go golf or go hunt or head to the garage or whatever. They're typically really good at this. Women, not so much. And I feel like the main reason
True.
women are not good at this, especially if there's children in the home, is that they carry the weight, the mental weight of running a household. And with children involved, you're also talking about the mental weight of who's got the children. Men typically aren't going to say, they're not going to think too hard about that, whereas a woman's going to have to pre-plan meals, they're going to have to find childcare, they're going to have to work through many, many obstacles before they go. And then while they're gone, they're still thinking about it. There's still some guilt involved with not being there sometimes. There's, especially if we're not good at it yet.
So a lot of them say, just why bother?
Yeah, they end up nixing the whole idea. And when they do that, eventually that is not good. Eventually that becomes a problem. And so it kind of is up to the husbands, and this is where I would challenge husbands to check in on your wives and help them plan these restorative breaks, some time apart from each other and the family. Kind of be intentional about, hey, it's been a while since you've left the house all by yourself, or it's been a while since you spent some time with your friends, or you did this hobby or whatever, and check in with them. Men, you're really good at relaxing because you can compartmentalize. Yes, and you have words. But women tend to be all over the place, and we have a hard time calming those inner thoughts and that guilt that comes along with holding that weight of managing the household. So we need you to kind of step in and remind us that it's important to step away.
Yes. And so, again, talk about these things. Obviously, there's a lot more that can be said about this, but the biggest thing is making sure that you spend time discussing it.
Yes.
And that when the man steps away, it doesn't look like he is just trying to not be near family.
Right.
And when the wife steps away, she can do it guilt-free. And so...
and a lot of these times, this discussion may have to be done more than once because, you add another child to the mix, or you add an in-law living at the house, or an illness, or a new job, or some college classes, whatever you add.
Or you're two empty nesters.
Right.
It's the situation is constantly changing.
Right. So we need to be checking in with our spouses on this time together, time apart balance.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, guys, that's it, and we hope you enjoyed it. So please subscribe, please thumbs up, please do all this stuff, and take care and God bless.
Bye.
Bye.